Welcome everyone, this is Raj and today we'll be talking about how does Java work. So before talking about Java environment, let us see today's agenda. So the first thing that we will see today is what is JVM. Then we will also see what is JRE and we will talk about what is JDK and we will also see what is source code, byte code and object code. So after these topics you must have a clear understanding of how does a Java program work in our computer system. Okay, so let's without wasting any time just move forward and see the first topic, that is Java environment. Okay, so in my previous video I already talked about how Java works as an operational platform, but we had not gone in depth with that, and some of you still be eager about to know how Java works in our computer system. And here will be clear this concept, how does Java work. Now the first thing that you want to run in any Java program is a Java virtual machine, and I would like to tell you that this is not an actual machine, it's just an abstract virtual machine, or we can say just a software on which you gonna to be run your Java program. So as long as you have a Java virtual machine present in your system, you can go ahead and run a Java program. You need to have JVM present on that system, that's it. Now this is in case of a simple application, but let us say you gonna develop little bit complex application that uses different features of Java. Then we need to call our Java runtime environment. This is basically an extension of the Java virtual machine, but you're gonna have various classes and libraries which have all the features have present. If you're gonna execute a complex application, then you need to have a Java runtime environment. But again, last but not least comes the most essential tool or complement for a Java developer is JDK, which is Java Development Kit, and this is basically an extension of Java runtime environment. But here we will also have two development tools, so in case as a developer if you want to write a Java program or you want to develop Java applications, then you need to have JDK present in your system. So I hope it's clear to everyone about different Java working environment. Now see how does Java work. Now see, once you write your Java code, how do you convert your Java code into Java application? The first thing that you're gonna do is to give your code to Java C. So how you write your code, the code you write in your editor window, it's called your source code. Okay, so the first thing, again I'm telling you, the first thing that you're gonna do is to give your code to Java C compiler. Now this will be present in your system itself. Now when you compile your program, the first thing it gonna do is to convert your code into a .class file. So how .class file is created, I will tell you in the next video. Today we will just talk about a little bit theory concept. Okay, so again just point should be noticed here, it's a .class file, it's not a Java file. It comes after compiling your source code and convert this source code into bytecode with the help of Java C compiler. Again I am pointing here, this .class file is your not actual file, it contains bytecode, so basically it's your intermediate file. Okay, now one key feature that you need to understand about the bytecode is that not anyone can read this code. So through this bytecode you are not only achieve the high performance but also ensuring the security of your code. Now this basically an intermediate file, it is neither similar to your high level language nor similar to your low level language, and therefore it ensures security and high performance. So let's say you are working for an organization, and what you gonna do is to go ahead and create your Java source code, and then you're gonna give your Java compiler, and then you finally get your class file. Now once you have this class file, now you can go ahead and give it to your clients. He will neither be able to see your code nor at the same time his requirement for this application would also be required. But once he has the code, how will be able to execute the code? Now here exactly your Java virtual machine comes. Here you have a Java interpreter as well as your JIT compiler. This basically will translate your Java bytecode into an object file. The object file basically the file which can go ahead and execute, and once you execute this code you can see the output. Okay, I hope till here you all are cleared. Okay, let me ask you one question. What is a compiler and what is an interpreter? So the answer is the basic functionality of a compiler and interpreter are same. They check if is any error present in your code, but how they differ. See, the compiler completely read your code and give you all the errors present in your code, but your interpreter reads your code line by line, and this is the main difference between these two things. And your interpreter also checks if there is any error at any point. If it meets to an error, then it returns the error and does not process further. So until you have cleared that error, your Java interpreter will not move ahead. Now I think it's clear to everyone about the difference between compiler and interpreter. Okay, so now I'm giving more detail about these, how it works. See this diagram and try to grab it. Okay, so in this diagram, as you can see, we have talked about firstly how Java source code, which is sent to Java compiler and which will change it to a byte code. Then it's a dot class file, and once you have a dot class file, that is a byte code, then you can go ahead and transfer this Java byte code either locally or through the network. Now in the runtime environment, that is the environment where your customer wishes to execute this program, you basically have three different components. The first component is your class loader. So as you can see, this is a class loader. Now if I talk about class loader, this basically dynamically loads Java classes into the Java virtual machine. So usually classes are only loaded on demand. Got it? So the Java runtime system does not need to know about files and file system because of class loaders. And then comes your bytecode verifier. So now the main objective of the bytecode verifier is to ensure that the code that you have written has not been tampered. Not again, this could be something that would happen while you're transferring the file, or someone would have purposefully changed your code, and your bytecode verifies always ensure that is the same as that you have written while you compile it. Now once your bytecode verifies has checked and ensure that your code is correct, this code is passed to your Java interpreter and your JIT compiler, now which is then translated and give it to your runtime system. And once your runtime system has this code, then it will give to your operating system, which will then go ahead and give the details to your hardware. Okay, so like that it works. So now I hope with this you all have got a complete overview of how Java code works. So that's it guys. Please share this channel and press the bell icons to get the latest updates about my videos. Thanks.